Welcome back to the Jarnagin podcast. Today I talked to Abby Szlosek. She is a student at Clemson University. She also puts a lot of time into the creative solutions department, which is where you make digital content for the sports teams like lacrosse, football, etc. I met her on an app called Clubhouse where you could join calls where people were talking about certain topics. And from then on, we've just been in group chats together and thought I'd have her on. Let's get into this.
Oh my God.
Yo, what's good, Abby?
How we doing? How are you?
Pretty dang good, man. Been doing a few of these last few days, so I'm getting better.
You're like getting in the groove?
Yes. Dude, what have you been up to?
Oh man, I just got home from Clemson. Oh, my dog is barking.
No, he's good.
I just got home from Clemson. What are you doing, dude? Chill out. Wait, look. I don't know if you can pick it up. Hey.
Hey, Fluffer, how we doing? We love Fluffers.
I just got home from Clemson on Monday. I drove home. Usual.
Right.
I think we achieved the 4.0, which is good.
Good.
So, academic weapon, of course. Getting some freelance stuff done this week, and then Sunday I'm actually headed to London, Paris, and Munich for 3 weeks.
Gotcha. And what kind of trip is that? Because you're not getting credits done during that, are you?
No, so actually I am. So London and Paris, that's a study abroad. So it's a week in each city, and it's for my international it takes place for this like marketing 4270 class, and it's international marketing. And so we go, but it's not like class. So what we do is we have to wear like business casual, and we go and meet with like 1 or 2 companies every day. So it's the most absurd like lists of like it's the Premier League, the Chamber of Commerce, like Britain's like Silicon Valley, but then it's like the British Poultry Council and Paris like perfume industry and the French Trade Center.
What?
It's nuts.
What are like the credits behind that? Is it like are you getting
So you go and you take notes every day, and then you do have to like put together like a 20-page double-spaced paper on your like analysis of each thing. But like honestly, if you just take good notes while you're there the first time, like it's a breeze. And then you come back and you do like one open note quiz or something.
Oh my gosh. And we're talking like, of course, the top of that list is you get to meet with the poultry people.
Right? I'm like beyond excited. I'm like chicken. I'm just
right. So you go on site with them, or do they come to you?
So we go on sites, like we're staying in a hotel, like I don't know where, I couldn't tell you the name. And we go to like the Tower of London, or we go to a university, like I forget what the university is called, but like it's just all these like crazy places. And we have like in like the program cost, we have like a Metro card or whatever. So we just like get to do it. And so you only meet with the companies like for a total of like 5 hours a day, and then you can just like
ball out.
We're going to Stonehenge. We're going to, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be so sick. And that's tomorrow, you said?
It's on Sunday. So like,
okay, so you got a few days to pet the fluffer and, take some deep breaths. Goodness.
I feel like it's like I'm drowning already, and I've been home for like 70 hours.
Is Clemson South Carolina, right?
Yes.
Clemson. And then are you from South Carolina?
Yep, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, so right on the coast.
Gotcha, that's sick. And have you always had your sights on Clemson?
Actually, no. Clemson was like the 4th choice, funny enough. So I was a very much like an academic. I wanted to be an academic weapon in high school. I did early decision at Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Got rejected, obviously. Right. If I had gotten it, I probably wouldn't be here.
Right.
I got waitlisted at Boston College in Georgetown.
Okay.
And I was like really looking into it, and I hadn't visited, and then like it was just taking so long like to hear back about scholarships or whatever, and it was like each of those were like $75,000 a year.
Right.
And I was just like, you know what, F it. Like I had a really good in-state scholarship. Like my tuition, I probably pay like $10,000-$12,000 a year.
Yeah.
For tuition. So I was like,
as well. Yeah, just do it.
Best decision I've ever made.
Right, and I mean, when I think of it, they got a pretty good sports program, which you kind of wanted to get involved in. So
a little bit.
Right. So, dude, I met you, and I was trying to think of the name of this app when I was in the shower, but we talked on Clubhouse was the first time, right?
Yeah.
Right. that was a little bit of a hustle, dude. I was on there every day just trying to be like, dude, let me find some new people.
I just like, and it's crazy to think that like we're here now talking, or like I've kept up with people from it. And it was just like, I feel like it was just like a 4-week, 5-week fad. And then it just like,
Right.
I haven't heard about, actually I'm like still subscribed to the emails because you do an email to sign up. And I was looking through my email to find something like from someone, and I saw an email from them like in my spam, and I was like, holy shit, like I've not thought about this in 2 years.
Yeah, you're right. It was like a 4-week fad, but it was the first app because apps have come and go like
Right.
the, but Clubhouse was like the first app where I like actually got something from it.
Yeah.
I was in a group chat called the Glizzy Gobblers before that.
Yep.
I don't know if you were in that.
Yep.
Okay. And then so they kind of all mobbed up on this app too. So like, I was joining their calls and stuff. And then eventually we made another group chat called the Creator Crew, which is a bunch of everyone on there. And it's crazy. Like to this day, we're all still talking to them. And it's funny. I feel like I can name every college in America, and we got either someone at that college or someone really close to it.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like everybody in that there's such a wide variety of stuff that people do, because there's kids that are 20, but they're in LA and they're freelancing. And then there's kids that are 20 and they're at UNC and they're doing whatever,
And there's kids focused on schooling.
Yeah. Yep.
But, so what do you kind of rank your interests? Are you like, do you ever want to do like creative stuff full time, or are you totally like, let me get this badass job full time with my academics kind of thing, or do you know yet?
So at Clemson, like what I was telling, I explained it to someone really good the other day. Like I'm kind of there for work. So I'm what it is, it's Creative Solutions is the name of our department. And I'm a part-time intern, but there's no like set amount of hours I do. We have to be in the office for 6 hours a week. And then we go shoot games, whatever. Right. And like the experience and like mentorship I'm getting from that is like going to prepare me more for like the creative jobs that I want. The marketing and communications degrees, that's just like, let's say I'm going for a job for someone, a creative job, and we have the same amount of video skills, but I have 2 degrees. What's going to be the over on?
Right. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I definitely want to pursue a creative job like post-grad.
For sure. And when did that all start for you? Picking up a camera or recording on your phone or designing. I saw some of your designs earlier today, and I'm like, I totally forgot about these. These are fire.
Yeah, the design thing was definitely a phase, but I had a friend. So you ever watch professional tennis?
I mean, yeah, I've been watching once or twice.
Have you ever seen those like ball kids that sit in the corner?
Yeah.
So I used to do that. There's like a local tennis tournament that's on like the professional tour that will come to our city every year, and I would go stand in the corner. And I had a friend of mine that's 2 years older than me, and he would bring his camera, and I was like a freshman and he was a junior in high school, and he brought his camera, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And by that time I had followed him on Instagram, and I was like seeing all the stuff that he had done on Instagram. Wait, I forgot to let my dog out. Hold on. Sorry, dude was crying at the door. But I followed him on Instagram, and I was like, he was doing all this stuff for his high school, and we went to high schools that were like about 10 minutes apart from each other. And I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Right.
And so that was like 2019-ish. And then I was getting super into it, and like February 2020, I found a Nikon D3500 on Facebook, and I bought it like mid-February 2020. And I had it for I did a couple photo shoots with my friends, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And so I was just so bummed. I was like, dang, I can't do anything.
Right.
Then we went back to school in the fall. Like South Carolina's pretty relaxed on all the COVID stuff. So we were able to go back to school, and I brought it to a football game in November, and then I just started shooting football, soccer, baseball, doing a couple freelance things, a couple senior pictures here and there. Right. And then I went to Clemson and just kept going. And I was doing all photo at that point, and I was getting really into it. And then I went to Clemson, and I was like, oh, I want to try video. So I applied, and I got an internship November 2021 with athletics, and
gotcha.
Here we are.
Yeah, with that same creative solutions department.
Yep, same department.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of I'm learning all colleges kind of work differently.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you pretty happy with how yours is going? Like, do you feel like it's innovative and stuff, or are you feeling like that?
Yeah, I think like just I try and keep in touch with kids at other schools that are doing sports stuff specifically.
Right.
And from what I hear, like compared to other schools, like we're living the dream at Clemson.
Gotcha.
Like the
Gotcha.
structure and the how much time they like pour into us because we pour so much into the full-time staff and what we're creating, it just like means so much. And like we've had some like transition over the past 2 years, like since 2021, we've had a lot of transition in staffing, and they've really started to pour more resources, like physical, tangible, but also like just like care into the creative solutions department. So we're getting like a bunch of new gear, a bunch of new like sponsorships, and we're really like trying to differentiate like with what Clemson and Clemson football, Clemson basketball, Clemson soccer is doing with every other school, and just like creating more, because like there's creating like game day pieces and covering games, but then there's like what are you doing to like represent the athletes and stuff like that. So that
Right.
made it super meaningful that I'm not just like covering sports to cover them, to showcase it. The cool, like it's cool to have a cool highlight from a soccer game online, but then like what's cool about that kid that made that cool highlight, you know?
Right, exactly. And so it's structured more like a part-time job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think it's cool. What's his actual name? J Dope? Is it Josh?
Jeremy. That's Jeremy.
Jeremy. Was his a scholarship to Georgia
Yeah.
Tech?
He like from what I understand, like he like gets a lot of money to go there. Like maybe a full ride.
Gotcha. So I think that's kind of cool how that's structured. Like, instead of it being like a part-time job, which Iowa State structured like that too. I think it's kind of cool, like getting into like, yo, let's have kids come here as like kind of like, an athlete, so to speak, just coming in here doing their thing. I thought that was really cool
That's
when I saw
honestly,
that.
like what we're getting into this year, like I think we're gonna get our like stipend or however much we get paid upped. And like literally yesterday, I finished making a recruiting video for like This Is Creative Solutions and like showing what the interns do behind the scenes, because I like made a 4x5 for social, but then I made a 16x9 for them to play at like the first student convocation for the freshmen in the fall, which is like
Yeah. Yeah. So you got video stuff down then, it sounds like.
yeah, I have honestly since because I technically started taking video really seriously about a year and a half ago, so like January 2022. But since this like calendar school year, like I really started taking it seriously, and I would say I do like 90% video and 10% photo.
Right, right. I mean, with what people are looking at nowadays, it's
Yeah.
kind of realizing
Yeah.
that.
But it's like funny because I never even like most of the stuff I post on my Instagram is photo. Like I've started posting more video stuff now, but it's like nobody really knows how much that unless you're there like working with me personally or there are some of my close friends, like nobody really sees how much
Right.
I'm putting into it.
Totally. And a lot of that work is strenuous. I mean, it can be strenuous at first, It's a lot of rinse and repeat, but what the good thing about that is you get to knowing that really fast, that process.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I'm going to do this podcast bi-weekly.
Oh.
I'm hoping it's just like kind of a way for me to rinse and repeat a process,
Yeah.
talk to people, and at least posting stuff that represents me as myself,
Right.
at
Yeah,
least
absolutely.
bi-weekly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So all that process is really good stuff. Even it can be strenuous at first, but
Yeah.
super.
I think I definitely get caught up in like, and a lot of people like Clemson or friends that I know, like I am creating for a brand. Like I'm creating for Clemson, and then I'm not creating for myself. I'm creating for the team, the athletes, for the fans. But like at the same time, like it's cool to like take a picture on the sidelines and post it and show people like what you're doing. Because like you should be a little selfish at some points, and just like I don't know, it's cool to care about yourself too.
Right. Yeah, totally. How has freelance stuff been on top of all this? Whether that's in high school or now. You're talking about you're working on a few projects right now too.
Yeah. Honestly, with what goes on with athletics, like I'm usually booked like all through the year, like with just doing athletic stuff. And then during the spring, I'll typically, I'm not sure what the rush culture is like at Iowa State, but it's a little crazy down in the South. I'm sure you've heard. And so we sororities have to play these videos at their like convocations before the school year starts, and so you have to like record them all through the spring. So like over the past 3-4 months, like I've been going to like an event once or twice every 2 weeks and like filming their brunch at the garden or their spin class. And then I'm like, I film all semester, don't edit anything, just like dump it on my hard drive. And then once I'm out of school, like what I'm doing this week is putting together these videos for them to show to the girls in the fall. So
Gotcha. So you're a little bit a hustler on the side.
yeah, I try to, stay busy because I don't know. I love me some. I need to work on my spending and my budgeting. Definitely.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I try to, stay busy.
Yeah. I'm a big systems guy. So I would even say that I like photography and videography so much because there's so many systems behind it.
Yep.
I love how I'm able to like take photos of some cool place and then take them home and get them exported like really fast. Like I'm like, oh, that's so cool to me.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I'll ever lose the magic of doing that because like my favorite thing about it, or I was thinking about this, like not to like get all like diving into the deeper meaning, but like you will never take the same photograph or the same video twice.
No.
Like no matter how you can structure it, it can be the same person, same lighting, same situation. There's going to be something different about it. And that's the same thing. Why I like sports is like, there will never be a game that has the same outcome.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'd keep coming back to it. And I don't think I'll ever get sick of it.
And each game you step on could be the craziest game that the world has ever seen before.
Or it could be the worst game the world's ever seen.
Right. Well, and there's still cool things to bring out of it too.
True. That's
true. Having the worst ever game is a cool thing,
It's true.
I don't know if you know baseball very much, but Shohei Ohtani for the Angels, good player. I watched him strike out and ground out once. I mean, I watched him do nothing in a game, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not many people get to say that.
Yeah.
But so cool.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
would you ever do freelance full time, or do you like pouring into a brand and being a part of a team?
I don't know. I think like that's like more of a question for when I'm like full time, and like I think working like a freelancer with like an agency would be cool. So like maybe a creative agency that isn't really tied to a team, but they do this project with this team every February, and they do this project with this brand every October. So something like that would be cool. I would really need to like get into research, and like I think I want to be with a team or an agency right out of college just to see how like different people work. And then like if there's a time and a place and I think the money or whatever is better, there's more opportunity for me in general, I think that could be an option for me post-grad. But I don't think right off the jump.
Yeah, and that's a question I've been asked. I don't know if you caught on to this. I'm out of college and I've been doing No, I'm not done. I withdrew and I've been doing self-employment full time. So that's been crazy for me. So my answer is totally, I would love to do it on my own. So I'm giving that a try. But there's something nice about being part of a team because with being self-employed, it's a lot of self-centeredness. Yeah. Which in high school I loved being self-centered, but now I'm just like I kind of like people. I want to be involved with people.
Wait, so are you gonna go back to school? You think maybe?
I could. So I have like 60 credits. So if I needed like an associate's or something, I could get that pretty easily. But I don't think I have any plans of going back. I was doing business entrepreneurship. Right. I showed up to my first actual entrepreneurship class, and it was taught by a management professor with no entrepreneurship experience. I'm like, wait, where am I going with this?
Too often in college.
Right. And then I talked to this in the first podcast, so I'm beating a dead horse. But the first time I was also in an entrepreneurship class, they showed us a video about Casey Neistat, and I'm like, from a college perspective, I don't see why he's a great guy. From me perspective, I love that guy, but like from a college perspective, he dropped out of high school, had a kid in high school, was sleeping between cities in high school, just trying to make a show. So that just kind of hit me off wrong. So I had a client go and I took the leap off to start doing my own stuff, which has been weird.
Good for you. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's been dope. But how do you connect with people online nowadays? Because I'd say it's been a lot less, just because When I'm not posting, I have my apps deleted just because of like mental health crap. Like, what do you do? Is it easy to keep in contact with people that you're visiting schools with, or do you visit random people, or how's that work?
I am really like, even on Snapchat, like I don't answer, like I'm a texter. Like if you want to get in contact with me, you gotta text.
Right. Well, I picked the right platform to text you on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you had gotten me on like Snapchat or Instagram, like I probably would not respond to you for like a day or two. But it's just like fine. But it's like I feel like I've like poured a lot less time into trying to connect with people online, which isn't a bad thing. Like
No.
I think really like my senior year of high school, I was following all these people on Twitter and talking in Instagram DMs all day, which like again isn't a bad thing, but I like was realizing like, okay, there's more meaningful things I could be doing in person than spending some time online talking to someone that I might not even meet ever in real life, which like still again, insightful. And then another thing with it is like I think the relationships and people I've been able to connect with at work has been one thing, because like there's just like I said, we have to do like 5 or 6 office hours a week, and recently like I've been going in, I'll do half the time I'll like be doing shit I'm actually supposed to be doing, and then the other time I'll just like sit and talk to these like full-time staff for just like an hour.
Right.
So much more meaningful, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're supposed to be doing this, but honestly, I think the better trade-off is actually getting to know these people. Totally.
Yeah. And the best thing about it is like every single member of our staff is like under 30.
Right.
So everyone is so like, I don't know, it's just like easy to talk to people sometimes. And it's just like my favorite part of my day is going to work and talking to people.
Right. And that's cool that department's like that, because it's a pretty innovative department that changes every year. Some of the struggle I'm facing with is I'm having to communicate / inquire to people that don't want to change.
Right.
Which can be hard. So and maybe I even noticed that going to the creative department at Iowa State is I showed up. I thought Iowa State was the coolest thing ever. I showed up before I moved into my dorm, went into the basketball Coliseum, Hilton Coliseum, went into the media department and interviewed, and they're like, "You were kind of late to interviews. This is all pretty seniority based, eight an hour, and you have to be in there like 15 hours a week, kind of a thing, or working on it." I'm like, "Ooh, that would have been a lot." I would have liked to gone in there and been the most ambitious and for it to show. And I bet having a team that's a little more around that would be a more, nice thing, a little bit, but crazy stuff.
Yeah, that is crazy. Dang. Wow.
But so that's why I'm like looking at other colleges. I'm like, dude, Abby's got it good here. Or
no, it's like I am kind of scared for when I graduate, because like I don't know if I'll ever have it this good ever again. Like this is the standard, and I'm just like, oh my, it's amazing.
Would you ever stay?
No, not right away. Maybe I would come back. I just like I love South Carolina, but I need to go do something somewhere else.
Rest
of the states and meet new people, because like coming to Clemson, this isn't necessarily a work thing, but like remember the kid I told you about, like that learned that I like, that's why I started taking photos with tennis.
Right.
He's a senior at Clemson in creative solutions.
So
it's like crazy. All the same people, and like there's so many kids from my hometown at Clemson, and
it's
too small for me. Like I think it's right now it's the perfect college town, it's the perfect oasis, but once I leave, like, I definitely want to go to a city or something bigger.
Right. Yeah, totally. And it's the time to do it too. I've kind of, while I'm trying to build a business, I've set my stakes in Iowa just because it's so cheap. But I've only done that because it's so easy to get to other places from Iowa. Yeah. I could fly to you. It would take a day, and then I could go back to Iowa, take a little break, and fly to LA, and it would take about the same amount of time that it took to get to South Carolina. It's just like, it's so easy to get around if I need to. And while I'm doing this mostly online work, might as well do it in a really cheap place. So that's been nice, because feeling like you got to leave is a hard feeling. That I'm finally got over for sure. But.
Yeah, I don't feel like I like have to leave. Like, I'm so glad to be home. And like honestly, Charleston, like being home is like somewhere there's so many like freelance opportunities because it's such a growing city. But I don't know. There's something about like trying something new that I just like.
Yeah, and you're in a spot right now where you feel good about where you're at. You're like, I'm building this up. All right, once I get done though, I'll have options, and I'm gonna take those options. Which is all important. But You know, what I think's cool with all the online connections is like, yeah, I probably haven't talked to you one-on-one since we talked about that film camera,
Oh
but
my God.
but it still felt like I could text her and
Oh
she would
yeah.
respond and be dope. Like I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that. You know, it's a good thing.
Oh my God, I forgot about the film camera. I shot with it. Oh my, I haven't used it in a minute because
Right.
I used a roll. I shot like a roll or two, and I have one stuck in my camera from, not stuck, but I just haven't pulled it out and like sent it off
Right.
from
Right.
last spring, and it's been like sitting on my shelf as like a
Yeah.
decoration, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I need to get
Oh
back in.
yeah. I got that too. I got a whole camera shelf right here to my
Uh-huh.
left, and then it's all for decor. If I want cool looking photos, I just use I call it the silver shooter.
Oh,
I got my small digital camera here, and I'm just
there you
like,
go.
hey, this is a little bit cheaper than shooting some film here. So
There you go.
I've been loving that. But oh, hello.
Okay, bye. Just kidding.
What's their name?
His name is Tucker,
Oh, that's cute.
the goat.
I had my dog in my apartment for the first time this last week. It was so cute. He was
Oh.
running around like a little happy dog.
Yeah, you came inside because it's one thing, it is hot here. Like, I'm in Clemson, we're up near the mountains kind of, so it's like it's been like 70, 75, but like a cool 75, not humid.
Right.
Charleston is hot. It's hot and it's humid. And I got back on Monday and I like did all this, like took all my clothes out of my bag, blah blah blah, and I went to the dog for a walk, and it's like 90 and like 100% humidity, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're dying. Yeah, humidity sucks. Yeah, we got that in the Midwest too. It's not fun. That's why I always got to brag about that California air, dude. California is nice. Those guys got it good. But
Nice, but it's expensive.
oh yeah, it's got a little priciness to it. That's why I visit. That's why I
Yep.
visit.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I have a direct flight that goes from Des Moines, which is capital of Iowa, directly to the smaller airport in Orange County, and it's like a hundred. No, it's called like Orange County, like
Right.
right. $150 round trip. I'm like, that's an easy trip. I
Oh
love
my
that.
gosh.
So I've visited my cousin there once a year for the last 4 or 5 years, and I'm
That's
like,
awesome. Wait, so how far are you from Chicago?
Chicago's like a 5-hour drive. That's another thing to brag about. Iowa, Des Moines, 5 hours from Chicago, 4 hours from Minneapolis, 4 hours from Kansas City. I mean, you're gonna find flights from any of those places to wherever you need to be.
Especially Chicago, like you're going anywhere you want.
Right. Well, it's nice being close. Chris lives there. Chris Avila.
Yep.
Gillespie, Jack Gillespie. And then you go up north. My bro, I mean, I've done a few things with them. I've gone up to see Henry Smizek.
Henry, I'm about to say,
Vlad.
he's in there, isn't he?
Yeah. It's a nice spot, but I don't know.
I'm actually gonna be up there. Let's see, June 21st through the 26th in Chicago for a athletics work trip. So
What are you doing?
so
on
it's
this trip?
we have this thing called Power. It's like a women's student athlete development leadership group, I guess, and they meet a couple times during the year, and it's all about like everything outside of playing on the field. So it's like about owning your brand and networking and finance. And they go to Chicago and they get to go like pick out business casual clothes at Nordstrom, and they go to a Chicago Sky game. They meet with these like executives at different companies, and I'm going to cover it, which is pretty cool.
Gotcha. And you get paid.
I am getting paid.
Oh my goodness.
And then
Working
on top of that, on top of my world travels this summer, some of our teams do foreign tours, and women's basketball is going across the pond to Greece and Croatia, and I get to attend to take.
No way. Like
In August.
Clemson, right? Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Oh
so
my.
excited.
So you're hitting. Holy
Yep.
moly, that's Chicago. Have you ever been to Chicago?
I haven't been enough to like visit or do anything. I went up because my roommate from freshman year, she lives up at like 20 minutes north, and the first time I ever met her, I flew up there and we went to Lala.
Oh my goodness. Oh
It's
yeah, I
amazing.
feel like I remember that.
Yeah.
Um, you ever been out of the country besides here's this coming?
I mean, I've been to Vancouver, which is like
Okay.
probably that's somewhere I would live. That is the coolest place I've ever been, I think.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the beach, and then it's like you drive 10 minutes and you're like on a snowy mountain. It's
Right.
insane. And then I went down to Cancun for a spring break about 2 years ago, senior year of high school.
Yeah. Dang. Dude, you're hitting everywhere.
I know.
It's all
Go ahead.
college opportunities too.
Yeah. And it's all like, it's just like I haven't been super stressful about getting like an internship or something this summer because like I know I want to do something big next summer, like do a lot of freelancing, and I'm just gonna like kind of chill out, get some freelance stuff when I can, and then like going on Sunday and going to Detroit for a graduation in June, going to Chicago, and now my friend's talking about Costa Rica, and I'm just like, you know what? F it. Money comes back, but the experiences don't, so.
Right. Well, and for chilling out, you're getting a lot of like good things done too, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. But holy moly.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
Mm. Are you in your third year or are you a senior?
I will be a junior in the fall.
Gotcha. So we're the same year, class of 2021.
Yep.
Let's go, dude.
Right.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Dude, how can I support you better? What you need from me?
Just check in. It's the best way to do it.
All right.
Just those text messages. I try and text people. I need to get better. Like I said, I'm so bad at texting. I think just like
Yeah.
me, you, whoever, like just checking in with people every like couple months. Like I'm just like, what's up? How you doing? How's life?
Oh yeah. Well, and I'd say before COVID, I was more of an introvert than ever or whatever.
Really?
But then like once COVID happened, I'm like, hey, I kind of like people. And then I've kind of just totally dropped off the embarrassment. I'm just like, yo, every once in a while, I'm just gonna reach out to people. I don't care if they care or not. It's just like, yo, it's a hard world out there. We gotta be there for each other.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'll keep that in mind, dude.
Yeah. Hey, and you've been on that. I see you've been on that TikTok grind, haven't you?
Yeah. So dude, it's funny. So in high school, I did a bunch of Iowa themed TikToks and maybe grew my page to about 5,000 followers, which was, you know, a little bit better back then.
Right.
And, you know, just a bunch of local people just like, you know, messaging with me and stuff. I thought I was so cool because I had like girls in my DMs. I'm like, oh, I'm the coolest kid ever, you know. And I didn't get any girls in high school, so it was like, oh, crazy anyways. And then I totally dropped that off. I'm like, I'm gonna make a bunch of technology computer TikToks. And that got I had a 20-part series that did really well. A couple of them got 1 million views, which was really nice.
Uh-huh.
And then I totally dropped that off. So like my page kind of ended at 50,000 followers and it was a pretty dead page. But I've been making videos in Ames. Kind of the thought behind it is to promote Ames, and they don't get much views, but they show up when you search the places. So I search like Hickory Grove Park, and my video will show up and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
And another smart thing is like if you go to a restaurant and you order food, well, use your business card, record the video, post it. That's a tax write-off. You know, write that as an expense, dude. Anyways, but it's landed a few opportunities that I do not deserve.
Really?
I did a Pepsi video, and they paid more money than I make doing my, you know, professional video stuff. And I'm like, dope. And then I just signed with a gas station around here. Same thing. They just saw like my follower count and they saw that I'm uploading frequently, even though I get like 200, 300 views a video. So it's been like a little bit of a side hustle that I would recommend you do that too. I mean, it takes no effort. You literally just record where you're at, throw it in CapCut, post it. You see mine. I just post where I'm at. I post the date and I post the location.
I had to go pull it up here real quick.
Yeah. I've just been making those type of videos and just throwing it up every time, you know, use it as a business expense or use it as a spot that people can be seeing your stuff.
Hey.
Dude, we always got to find a way to hustle, dude.
So cool. But enjoy the journey too.
Oh, yeah. Which right now I'm doing a terrible job at. I'm doing a terrible job at enjoying the journey. But, hey, summer's coming up. We're going to do it.
Summer's here.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Ready to
But
rock.
what's just to kind of close out, what's your coolest opportunity you've been most thankful for thus far? Just kind of pursuing your passion, whatever that means.
I think my favorite thing over the past like year I've gotten to do is we just got a new lacrosse team, like Division 1 at Clemson, and it has been the coolest thing to document. It's really made me like, there's just been so many different like moments and instances that I've been like, yeah, it's cool to go and like cover the game because we're good and we're a first year program and we were ranked in the top 20, which is like so cool. But then I like get to go and I get to sit and like ride on the bus with the athletes and like talk to them and get to know people that I normally would never get to talk to and tell their story on how they were able to build this like first year team. And just like people are going to look back at that in like 10 years. They're going to want to watch the videos of the highlights of when they were winning their first year. And like to say that I like got to be a part of that, it's just like, I'm so thankful. It's so cool.
Right. Yeah. I just got done watching Last Chance U.
Oh, really?
So maybe that one's a little more intense, but totally just being able to watch back and see it's a cool thing, and especially for me, I'll just kind of de-emotionalize things and just do things to do them.
Yeah.
It's like there's so much more, you know. You look over at a bus full of athletes, I'm like, every single one of them has a story.
Yep. Exactly.
A handful of the guys I was watching at Last Chance U, they were like homeless before going to junior college for basketball. And it's like, they work so hard to just be here, as do we all, which kind of wraps that all around. Like, we got to be here for each other, you know?
Yep.
I love that. But anyways, we're kind of at that 30 minute mark. So it's been good talking.
So cool. Like I would going out and making a podcast.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, there's so many cool people to talk to. I should just do it. Just do it. So,
telling your stories. You're telling your story.
Right. Yeah. I messaged a handful of the homies.
Right.
You know, because I'm not just doing everyone out here. You gotta have a little special. Right. So you'll be the third one. So that'll be fun. Yeah. But I'll make it look good. You know, there's gonna be Instagram reel clips, TikTok clips, I'm going on Facebook Reels too.
Oh,
we're going everywhere.
A little like YouTube Shorts, like
YouTube Shorts, all of them. We're gonna produce it all well, and we'll see if I can keep it up bi-weekly. It'll be really cool.
Be able to just like listen on Spotify.
Yeah, all those, yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna want to go back and listen to my own voice, but I'll try. I'll listen to clips.
When it's going through that Adobe Audio Enhance, it sounds pretty nice to listen back to. Oh yeah, dude. I've hated audio and trying to figure it out on my life. So like being able to use this tool is just like I'm not gonna spend money on you, you know. But I love all that technology. But no worries.
So funny.
Appreciate you. Thanks for talking.
Yeah, it was fantastic.